Namaskar. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer. Joining me today is Professor R 𝗤𝗽𝗍𝗍𝗏, also known as Professor RV. And we're going to be talking a few things. First of all, we're going to talk about how the parliament security was breached and many other things such as the F20 Dynastic successions. Is this old wine in new bottle or new wine in new bottle or new wine in old bottle? You get the idea. So all this and more, let's welcome Professor RV. But before that, please like our video and don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskaram, sir. How are you?
Thank you, Sree Iyer. Tremendous crowding of, I think, PGurus is taking place. And I'm very glad because a lot of new people you are introducing and able to have the, conversation with them so that it's not, strayed and there are also people like Rajagopalan who is giving a lot of scoop and other thing. That's another dimension, which is also very interesting for the audience, right? So in other words, I think slowly the possibility of becoming a TV channel is increasing. Let's see how you are able to, shape it up with your other preoccupations. Plus the, Sengol, I think is very interesting. I think you are able to hopefully sell in US as well as in India, the Sengol, and almost all our well-wishers and subscribers would buy the Sengol as a mark of support to PGurus as well as a mark of respect for the Sengol which is kept in the Parliament building. So, Sachin, as usual, should be thanked for his untiring efforts in terms of providing the backup as well as providing the programming support and intellectual inputs also. So, with that, we will start today's broad discussion, right?
Yes.
More than one area. First and foremost is this security breach in Parliament. Let me be very frank. In the beginning, I thought it might be a insider job. In the sense, insider, I don't mean the inside Parliament. One of the agencies of Government of India, which wants to test the level of alertness of the security in the Parliament. Like long time before, some of you may be knowing or recalling, and Rajiv Gandhi visited the Samadhi of Mahatma Gandhi. There was an attempt to have some bullets fired at him. Not that it touched him or anything like that. It was just, and that concerned person was apprehended quite a long distance from the place where Rajiv was visiting. Anyhow, that news came and it became a very big issue and other thing, and later on it died down. Much later, I was told by a senior security official that was just, programmed on by the senior security people themselves in order to find out how good is the alert around Rajiv Gandhi. Anyhow, these type of things do take place sometime. So I was thinking this Parliament thing could be like that. And also the coincidence of 13th, the same day in which the original attack took place. And in the context of Pannu in US threatening that Indian Parliament, we will finish it off or something, we will damage it on or before 13th. So I was really thinking about it. But as the news began to percolate more and more, I think it's a very, it looks bizarre to me, to be very frank. One is, I have been to the old Parliament House several times. They practically strip you before allowing you to enter into the Parliament House. Your no mobile, no this, no that. I remember once a long time before I had one small clip or something like that. They told, no, it cannot be taken in. I have to leave it in the security. It's and it's not a single security. You have an outer lane and then inner thing, and then further before you actually get into the what is called the temple of democracy, they call it. Stalin used the word. I am very puzzled about it because in the case of Stalin, it should be Church of Democracy or Masjid of Democracy. Anyhow, he said Temple of Democracy has been affected. So instead of getting into that, and then also you are sitting, there are preferences and other thing where you are assigned or aligned to sit. All these are, and it's a very rigorous type of a situation. The new one I have visited, but not as often as the old one, and a similar type of thing only in the new one. So I cannot imagine how these two people could have entered into that and jumping from one desk to another bench, and then and the second aspect of it I feel is this canister, this which created so much amount of smoke. I somehow have a feeling that it has been provided by somebody inside the parliament house. These people, you can't carry even a comb inside the parliament without being checked. So I cannot imagine the canisters of that size being taken by these two people. And another puzzling thing is, in all, totally 6 names are mentioned, and it is also very nice actually. It's like dot alliance, one from Maharashtra, one from Haryana, one from Karnataka, one from Delhi. This is some sort of a, I would say, a secular alliance of all these people. And it's a very confusing thing because one of them is what you may loosely call a permanent agitator, that lady. But the boy is actually, sort of, he says he is appreciating this government. And anyhow, the investigations will continue, and I am sure after some time only. Plus, the pass given by the Mysore MP, Sima, that has come into focus, and some people say he should be expelled, and I think people do not know how the passes are given. People, it's over a period of time. The PA only provides, and the MP signature is obtained, and it is like for instance, I have got pass sometimes from some minister whom I do not know, neither they know me. X tells Y tells Z, and he is a good person, he is our person, another thing, and then it is given normally. And there is nothing big deal about it actually. And lot of these passes are provided to so many. For instance, when I go from the village where from the MP has been selected, it's sort of a privilege for me to visit the parliament. Not only that, you go to these residences of some of these people, including the MP's quarters, you will be shocked actually. Hundreds of people thronging the place, and because whenever they come to Delhi, they are told, you go and meet he is our MP type of thing. For instance, when Sree Iyer was elected from this
Amethi
constituency, if you go to our house in the evening, I am telling, late night, 8:30, 9, you will find some 100 people sitting there. Like that, every minister, every MP house, somebody or other, some application, somebody is a teacher to be transferred, somebody's wife is to be admitted to hospital, all sorts of requests, all. You would not, it's very expensive to be an MP, to be very frank to you. If you are popular, because you have to provide something to all these people, some coffee, some samosa, or local pani puri wala will distribute something to them, and later he will come and collect money from you, obviously. You mean your assistant or secretary. What I want to say is, many of these MPs get a huge amount of crowd, as well as enthusiastic people who want to see the parliament. And also they would like to go and see Taj Mahal. They would like to go and see this, what is that called, Delhi, Lal Killa, all these places, Red Fort, and all these places. This, unless you are having some amount of familiarity with this thing, you will not understand what type of grouping, what type of pressures are building up. So, one thing is, two things are puzzling to me. One is the so-called smoking gun or whatever you call it, smoke gun, and it appears a lot of smoke was generated, and it was very difficult to breathe, according to Kanimuri, who is an MP from Tamil Nadu. Obviously, when a huge amount of smoke is there, you will find it difficult to breathe. But she told us it's a very, very unfortunate thing. We could not breathe in the smoke. She should have moved out of the smoke. Anyhow, second is, as the old saying goes, there is no smoke without fire. So there is something underlying that has to come out. Some of them seem to have shouted 𝗤𝙗𝙤𝙪 𝗠𝙗𝙪𝙤𝙪, and one of them was caught inside Parliament, was beaten like blue by the MPs, some burly MPs, and so MPs also are very, Muslim. Many of them are, and some of them, and while getting beaten up, he told, no, we didn't come to do any harm, we came only to protest. And anyhow, he got thrashed inside the Parliament. I hope somebody doesn't take it up in the human rights case and other thing. For, you never know in India anything can, because why was he beaten up, for instance, without any basis or anything? What was his wrong he did? He jumped from one row of benches to another row of benches. And that cannot be a major crime or anything. Anyhow, this whole thing is, if you want to put it in the old Churchillian background, it's a puzzle wrapped in an enigma, delivered through a sort of a unbelievable type of a thing. So that is the type of thing it is. It has to be unrolled. One set of theory says this is to overcome this 350 crore haul from the Congress MP. Quite possible, because the coincidence is very, very. Another is about the date, 13th of the month, exact date when the original attack on the Parliament took place. So various there is a committee which has been constituted, and it will take its own sweet time in order to prepare the report. All the security agencies are hauled up. They are not adequately. That is should. If it is an outside job, I would rather definitely say the security agencies have not been adequately alert or adequately, particularly in the canister. Who carried that smoke canister? Was it delivered from inside or was it from outside? So if it is the dot alliance activity, I wouldn't be surprised. In order to divert attention from that 350 crore. For instance, I was to have a discussion with India Today, yesterday night, 9 p.m. with 𝗤𝙗𝙤𝙀. I got a call telling, sir, that was on black money and this 350 crore, and that has been cancelled, sir, because of this Parliament, security breach. So I'm just giving a small example how the security breach has completely overtaken all other type of corruption and this black money and other issues. So we have to wait before 2024 poll. Many more such activities you may be seeing. I can tell you that much. Two states to watch are Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Tamil Nadu MP says in Parliament that if they come to power, I do not know whether he meant DMK coming to power or dot alliance coming to power, they will reverse Article 370. It's something very interesting. Immediately the Home Minister asked him, do you mean to say you or the alliance? There was no response. I'm sure none of the other alliance parties would like to bring back Article 370 or anything like that. The point I want to make is Tamil Nadu and Kerala will pose a very major challenge to this entire political system, because Kerala is the last bastion of the communist in India. Everywhere else they are being, of course, other than other than the coffee shop outside the JNU, there is one Ganga Dhaba. If you visit there, you will find some CPM and Nakshal sitting and having a cup of coffee, tea, and nowadays that crowd is also less because the fellow is not interested in giving credit to these people, I am told. Anyhow, that is the only place where communists are. Other
So
than that,
you are able to go to a university so far away from you. You know the exact place where the CPM den is. You even know the business there, how his credit terms have changed. Sir,
no,
sir,
it all come through the friends
Sherlock
and
Holmes can learn a thing or
well
two.
wishers. Anyhow, other is Kerala. So that is the last bastion. So they are really in a difficult situation. Once they are eliminated from Kerala, and Tamil Nadu, of course, they have merged with the DMK. So there is no difficulty about it. They got last time something like 10 crore or something cash from DMK. That was well publicized and other things. CPA and CPM got 10, I think CPI got 15 or whatever it is. Tamil Nadu, there is a issue because even though it's a declining type of a thing and the ideology itself is being challenged and it's a very big threat for them. So far, there has never been a threat like this. So these two states have to be watched very carefully in terms of these type of activities. I wouldn't be surprised many more of this. For instance, the so-called north-south divide. I now don't understand at all the logic behind it because you see the Indian map. Some of you might have seen it also. Goa is below Telangana.
Yes.
Draw a line. You just keep yourself alert, and then. But it is not considered as south. I don't understand why. BJP is ruling there actually. Place like Pondicherry has got a home minister by name 𝗏 𝗚𝘃𝗍𝘐, and he is the home minister. He is from BJP. So there is not something which is this north-south divide. Then caste that they tried to use it, unfortunately, it didn't work much. So several things are being thought about. There was a long march by our friend Rahul Gandhi. There is supposed to be another march from Assam to this side, Gujarat. I do not know. That march has been, for the time being, postponed. There may be one biggest march from Auckland to Alabama, I am sure. That is the global march of Rahul because he is a global leader. He is emerging as a world leader. So in order to boost him, I think the Jairam Ramesh is getting some enthusiastic response from shoemakers and all these type of people. So that's why he is encouraging significant amount of walking by the that fellow has walked and finally what has happened is
Sir,
he is just
shoemakers,
he lost some weight.
coconut juice vendors, Pepsi vendors, ice cream vendors,
Correct.
chaat
Correct.
vendors.
Like this chief minister from Jharkhand, Soran, he has been called by ED. He skipped. Sixth time he has skipped. Skipping so many times will make him lean. I'm sure it will help him to keep his weight intact and other thing. And somebody told him you should skip, so he is skipping. So this is something which they have attempted. And they lost in these three states, namely Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, and Chhattisgarh, has made a setback to this group. In what way? It's very difficult now to project Rahul as the unquestioned leader of the Dot Alliance. The only party which supports Rahul for PM is DMK. That is very, very important to remember. So people say that DMK is telling that Congress can come out, throw DMK out. But Congress has got some number of MPs from Tamil Nadu, and they would like to have something more in order to sustain it. The other aspect of the whole story is more interesting, which Sree Iyer is reminding me. This BMW. BMW is, Madam Mayadevi. She
Mayawati,
is
yeah.
the one, huh?
Mayawati.
Behind Mayadevi. So she is the one who has handed over her party to her nephew. This is what we call the dynasty. Handing over your party to your children or nephew or whatever it is. And she has handed over the party which was not founded by her. It's a 𝗠𝚄𝘃 party. She hijacked it and became its leader and now give exactly like what Karunanidhi has done. He was not the founder of DMK. He hijacked it and has handed it over to his son, who in turn is planning to handing it over to his own son, that is the grandson of MK. So this is Mayawati has done this, and anyhow one has to wait and see how much because the original alliance of Mayawati was with 𝗏 and 𝗏, that is the Muslims and Dalits will form in order to counter what was the one for Mulayam Singh Yadav. He wanted to say that Yadavs and Muslims, MY alliance it was called, and she wanted to make it into 𝗏. But there is one big problem in Dalits and Muslims aligning. Not many people are realizing it. The more halal is stressed by Muslims, the more Katils or of Hindus are losing the job in the food industry, particularly in the non-veg making industry. So the food chain, they are losing the job because halal implies more and more employment only for believers of Islam. And the Maulvi has to come and bless it. And then, so what is happening is the Hindu, particularly those who belong to the listed communities, they are not able to participate as much in the non-veg food chain, manufacturing industry, making industry. So, more they stress on halal, the less will be the alliance between the Muslims and listed community. This point is missed by a large number of people actually, and this is what is giving rise to certain amount of consternation in UP also, who are traditionally called the Katils and other. Anyhow, the point is she has not succeeded in that alliance, and even the report suggests that traditional supporters, Jatavs, are moving away from her. Anyhow, our politics doesn't seem to have significantly succeeded. The caste card itself is now failing many of these people because BJP is also using the caste card without talking big about it. They have made one OBC as one chief, another place one Brahmin as one chief, another place they have made one of the
Scheduled tribe.
what you call the listed community, scheduled caste as a chief, and then all permutation combination. When scheduled caste is the chief, they have made one Brahmin as the number 2 to him, and like that, all this is there. Govindacharya in the 80s and 90s used to say social engineering is to be done in UP and Bihar. He is the pioneer in that. Unfortunately, not many are giving credit to him. He is actually if I may call, the master of idea of social engineering. He wanted to completely change what he used to call Chegara as well as the Chera, the complexion in terms of the composition of the BJP. He was in charge of UP actually. He was one of those who facilitated Kalyan Singh's ascendancy. He is the one who this entire Ram Janambhoomi issue was the OBC issue. Not many people understand this. Anyhow, it's some other time. It's too complicated for Ram Janambhoomi is nothing to do with upper caste or anything. It's a mobilization of the OBCs, which is a very, very, and that's how it succeeded. Anyhow, Govindacharya should be remembered for this actually. And after that, RSS and Govindacharya was one of the major RSS leaders. If you ask me, after the second RSS leader, who was considered as one of the major contributor in terms of thinking and philosophy, I would say Govindacharya comes as a, and now the 𝗏𝗏 𝗏𝗏𝗏 has taken the mantle of thinking about the social engineering which is being done. So RSS is now got the various facets of this issue. So the caste census is not talked about anymore. Only Kharge is telling that 𝗒𝙑𝗍𝙁 𝗂𝘀 is not encouraging it, another thing. It's not going to work much now, because BJP has clearly made it that they would go out of the way to facilitate the ascendancy of these supposedly, different castes like OBCs, SC, ST, and other. So that is so Mayawati is no more the only champion or only type of thing. Large number of elephants put in every place, and all those elephants have to be now brought down. It's very difficult actually. It's much easier to bring down a small statue or something, but huge elephant she has. She's very clever from that angle. It's not even after her leaving the stage, the past will remember her always because of the size of the symbols she has created. Anyhow, her thing. So the F20 has got major setbacks. One is in Telangana. They have realized it, and typically, of course, KCR is in hospital. He has got injured, he says. He is resting in the hospital. He is also suggesting people don't come and meet me, because if you come, it will disturb others. But his daughter is suddenly playing a different type of tune. She says this opening of the Ramar temple is one of the greatest achievement and positive thing for Hindus. So you can imagine, you can see the type of change which is coming in one of the other F20 party, namely this two parties actually, not one, Mehbooba Mufti and Farooq Abdullah. They are on their own track, and Farooq says his father was arrested by Nehru, which is true, but he was put in Ooty. His father was not put in the, like Savarkar in the Andaman cellular jail or anything. He was put in the governor's bungalow in Ooty with all the facilities and the benefits by Nehru. So there is, it was called arrest, but it was not really a arrest. And this Farooq Abdullah himself has incurred, I am told, more than 50 crores so far on his travel and medical expenses. He has been to London. Whenever this Abdullah family has got any health problem, they immediately go to London to get admitted. Going to London, I am not talking about, in my school days, going to London means going to restroom. I am not telling that. I am talking about actual, capital of England.
But somebody went to London and lost their presidency,
sir. Somebody should ask this Kashmir politician, what is the direct link with England? Why should they go there to get treatment? They get treatment and they are paid by the government actually, because that time, if you remember, Abdullah Farooq was in some ministry or something, and he was supposed to be taken care, like Maran was taken care by Vajpayee. Maran was practically dead, lying, but still he was not removed as a minister. Same thing like Balaji, who is in jail, is not removed because all their medical expenses otherwise cannot be legally reimbursed. So this is so those two family parties are also in deep turmoil in Jammu and Kashmir. So one down in is KCR side, other two are on the J&K side, and some more I am sure will be in difficulty sooner or later. These family-based parties are lost their relevance, lost their importance. The only thing which I feel the government of the day should do is constitute a second state reorganization commission. These language-based divisions are absurd anymore. And this self-determination and other thing they are shouting in parliament without understanding what is happening worldwide. In Spain, Catalonia movement is dying down. 𝗣𝗚𝗍𝗍 movement is dying down. You come to this side, Philippines, Mindanao movement is dying down. All the so-called language, religion-based self-determination movement have lost their luster. Now there is a movement for integration. People want to be, and if you can't be a part of a country, at least you can. For instance, Turkey wants to be in EU, and this Ukraine wants to be in EU. The last one which succeeded in having, because of the Catholic presence, is in that Indonesian island. I'm not getting the name of the place. Anyhow, that got split and it became a separate
East
country.
Timor. East
East.
Timor.
That's all. After that, there are no more. Even the separatist guerrilla movements in Latin America, they are all getting into the mainstream. So this is stupid. This so-called idea of self-race and this and that are all gone. Language is not one which unites. Andhra Pradesh has proved that by God splitting into two. Religion doesn't unite. Pakistan has proved that by Bangladesh becoming separate. So it's a culture which unites. What is that? If you remember, our Murmu, our current president, when before she took over, she was seen sweeping our local village temple. After doing all the village temple task, she went near the Nandi and murmured something in the ears of the Nandi. Of course, what exactly she murmured is not known, but this was shown. Exactly same thing. You come to Tamil Nadu, any temple, any deep inside Rameswaram or in Madras city, you will find the girls going and whispering something in the ears of the Nandi, which is supposed to communicate that to the god. What they exactly whisper, some people told they whisper that they should get married to a good boy. Some say they want to pass exam. Whatever the wish they wish. This is the cultural unity of the country. From where the Draupadi Murmu, what she did is same thing which is being, same way hundreds of these examples can be given from Kottayam to Kohima. Because Kashmir to Kanyakumari is not very popular nowadays. Kottayam to Kohima we will use. So that is what it unites. So these people are just blabbering about, the TVR told that and then the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu is angry that the central government is very upset about the mention of EVR in the parliament. My suggestion was some of these other groups, BJP or other, they should take up EVR and quote him. How he told that August 15th, 1947 is a mourning day. How he categorized DMK as a bunch of people who will sell their wives in order to get votes. All these quotes of EVR should be done in the parliament. And then I am sure Stalin will be happy that that EVR is being accepted in the annals of the parliament. So interesting times are ahead, and interesting times are always challenging times. Let us be very clear about it. Challenging for the security forces, challenging for various other type of activists. So we have to be alert and open. What type of further impact will be created by the dot alliance? They are not going to lie down. One thing is simple, sir. Huge amount of funds are available with the family party. That one should remember. And they were ruling the state. They treated the state as their own family property, and they earned a huge amount of money. Yes, Iyer.
Sir, quick question, sir. We have a third topic. This new succession. Is it old wine in new bottle, new wine in new bottle, old wine in old bottle, or new
old wine in old bottle? That is the one I can say. It is nothing new. Actually, old wine will have more what one can call impact in terms of cost and other thing. In the case of wine, so we will treat it as new wine in old bottle. That is the best way to, because the old bottle will not have much of resale value. New wine also is nothing much to be proud about. It's not. This is because they have what one can call a drought of ideas. Recently, if you see, Indica Lane doesn't have any new ideas to come out in order to challenge the existing order. So this is what is the thing, challenging time. So, but they have huge amount of money. This is very, very important to note. For instance, somebody told Madras, all these Chennai, all these floods and other thing will not have much impact because they may be able to give each individual 5,000 rupees in the coming poll in order to go and vote. Last time they were supposed to have given 1,000 rupees. This is called Thirumangalam formula of the famous allegory. So give cash, and the immediate benefit is cash. And so people will be swayed by that. Let's wait and see. But they have huge amount of funds at their disposal. That is example is that Sahu, MP from Jharkhand, who had this. They are still counting. I think this it is. We have in the mathematics statistics called countable infinity and uncountable infinity. This is uncountable. I think all these machines are brought from so many places. So one small indicator actually, the agent CBA and other agencies can find out how many counting machines are sold to private individuals, not to banks and other things. The number of counting machines sold to private individual give you a clue to the amount of cash which is getting accumulated in the state. This is and the machine manufacturer can be asked to give the data. It's not very difficult, and so much amount of and they say in 137 bags, and it's obscene actually. It's extremely obscene, the level of the corruption. Because when I was in school in Mundra time, T.T. Krishnamachari, some 77,000 rupees was given as loan by LIC under the recommendation of TTK. Finally, TTK has to resign. If today you make any acquisition of 1 lakh rupee being given, people will laugh at you. 1 lakh is, what is this, sir? Why you are telling like this? Recently, this one engineer was caught with 5 lakh in his house, cash. All other engineers told we will go on strike because our prestige and our status is totally damaged. Only 5 lakh has been found in his house. We thought at least 1 crore, anything less than 1 crore doesn't behove of our position. So don't undermine F20. This is what again and again I am telling. Because of the funds they have got, amount of funds they have got, they can spend and they can do enough damage to the social fabric. Right?
Yes, sir. Sir, if I might say one thing.
Yes.
Viewers, we have about 800 people watching this program, and only 200 of you have liked this video. You know, if you can go back 10 years and seen Virendra Sehwag bat, today Professor RV is Virendra Sehwag for you. He has only dealt in boundaries and sixes. So, what is not to like? What is not to like about today's program, guys?
Thank you very much, Iyer. Thank you for your kindness. Right?
Sir, I thought, Krishnamachari Srikanth, I've seen him bat, but he had this thing, he would always, anytime he can get out, they used to say, Nitya Gandam, Purna is that sort of a batting.
He's a great hitter.
Yes. But with Sehwag, right, once he gets his eye in 30-40 minutes, if he's at the crease, done.
Very good.
The opposition. So
thank you for your kindness. Right?
So viewers, this is your chance to support Professor RV. You can see that he's also beginning to make a comeback on TV channels, and I would like him to be there. But more importantly, he is coming regularly on PGurus. He has now got a new premises. He is settled and everything. So we want to encourage him by showing our appreciation. So first, like this video and also put in your comment. Professor RV, I'd like to just go to the questions. We have a few questions from our viewers.
Oh, okay.
Can you have the questions, please? Chaitanya Takle wants to know, should Sri Lankan mercenaries be used to deal with breaking India forces of Tamil Nadu?
Not required, actually. And this is a risky proposition, let me tell. Because they try to occupy, if you remember, Maldives and convert it into their country. And that time, India actually sent Air Force to stop this. So, it's not exclusively Sri Lankan mercenary. We can use mercenaries of different nationalities, paying money and other. But you have to be cautious that it doesn't recoil on us. That is what I want to stress. Okay?
Next one, please. Ustad 𝗤𝙗𝘗𝘚 𝗠𝐶𝘀 wants to know, do you think BJP will lose the narrative on being uncompromising on security if multiple such events happen before Lok Sabha 2024 and possibly can lose it?
They may not lose the election, but they would definitely be impacted. I can assure if there are many more such events which are taking place. I'm sure they would now become much more alert and see that such type of events are not recurring. Let's hope for the best.
Magnet Ranga wants to know, Namaskaram, will this nation ever see a non-caste based but talent based politics? One CM from a Brahmin community, and there are tongues wagging against it.
Non-caste based, very difficult immediately, because the entire politics is now revolving around the numbers. Democracy mean number mean caste. So, and this Brahmin community, tongues wagging, whose tongue is wagging is most important. The tongues are wagging of these people who are, not very, and by and large, the major parties like Congress and other thing are not attacking this on a community basis or anything. Okay.
Next one, please. Venkatraman Iyer wants to know, what qualifications or qualities does Stalin or Mayawati's Udayanidhi Stalin or Mayawati's nephew have other than relation to even ever govern a party, forget the state or country? Scary times ahead.
Qualification, qualities. Primarily, the qualification, one shouldn't use the word, is genetically linked. That's all. What we call the sperm-based leaders. Nothing more than that, actually. They are all related, either as a son or daughter, or that's all the qualification, right? Scary times, you don't have to. I have a feeling that this F20 is on a declining spree. Let's wait and see.
Nobody thought that KCR's party will lose so badly, sir. That should tell them. He didn't do that badly as governing. He didn't do that badly. Next one, please. Pranesh Rangarajan wants to know. Oh, Venkatraman Iyer wants to know, can you kindly elaborate on what's happening in Sabarimala area as we hear conflicting reports, which is worrying?
No conflicting report. Basically, this year actually it is around 80,000 only. Normally 1 lakh people are there. The CPM government is totally what one can call recalcitrant and not enthusiastic about making arrangements. Number of toilets, number of water places, number of stay places, nothing. Improper arrangement. Contrast it, one shouldn't say that the type of arrangement for Hajj they are making. Phenomenally excellent arrangement. Lakhs of rupees is spent on other. The amount of money which Sabarimala temple generate, quite a number of that is siphoned off and used in other activities. Basically, when you have a anti-God, anti-Hindu type of government, this is what is expected to take place. They use the cops and try to, bully the people into surrender. And the same thing, similar type of thing is happening in Tamil Nadu. So there is no conflicting report or something. Basically, the government is unenthusiastic in providing facilities to the pilgrim, as well as providing other type of help, more number of transport buses, orderliness of the queue, none of that is being considered by this government. Sad state of affair.
Pranesh Rangarajan wants to know, sir, when can we take back 𝗖𝗖𝗄𝘗, POK and 𝗒𝙘𝗀 from the occupiers? Your analysis, please.
Not these are what one may loosely call a long-term task. Of that, 𝗖𝗖𝗄𝘗 might be a relatively easier thing in case there is an agreement with Sri Lanka. Other two are based on some amount of army action and other thing. So let us wait and see. These are not going to be a task within next 3-4 years.
Next one, please. Vasant Kumar wants to know, strange is opposition MPs, instead of moving to safety, they started beating the intruder and they were smiling outside giving reactions. Points to observe and investigate. What did you feel?
I think we have to wait for the investigation, whether it is sponsored or whether it is instigated or one doesn't really know. Of course, I agree with you. They should have ran away, but some of the opposition MPs are restless. Let us be very clear about it. They are not, they are very, sons of the soil or tons of night soil.
Whatever maga. Mannina maga.
Correct. So, or tons of night soil, I would call it. Anyhow, so they are very enthusiastic in catching hold of the culprit. Let's wait and see the result of the investigation, right?
Yes, indeed. And last question, sir. Neta Mafia wants to know, Kuki Violence started in Manipur on 3rd May 2023 and Lalduhoma started ZPM in Mizoram in May 2023. Isn't this too much of a coincidence?
No, I would not, what one can call, link in terms of coincidence, but obviously to some extent that Kuki Violence has an implication in terms of the election in ZPM in Mizoram. But let us wait and see how much the new government in Mizoram is going to carry forward any of the negative activities. Another thing is, kindly remember, there has been an agreement between the oldest underground party in Manipur and the government of India, and most of them have surrendered their weapon. So that also we have to wait and see how much impact that is going to have. Hopefully things will be sorted out.
Divakar wants to know, in a hypothetical situation, if India alliance comes back to power, would they work better than India, at least for a few years, for people's perception, or will they fall back to old ways?
No, they would, obviously, for instance, they would bring back the old pension scheme. They would provide a free bus service to all the ladies of the country and all these things, maybe of ladies of Bangladesh also, God knows. So all these things will be very populist type of a thing for some period, but that is not going to help the people of the country. So that is, another thing is, even if they, assuming what you say is true, the unity is very difficult. In the sense, there are 4 candidates now for Prime Minister. This is Mamata, Rahul Gandhi, Kejriwal, and these two sides, one is Nitish Kumar, other is our Pawar. And some people are telling that Stalin also is a prime ministerial material, whatever it means. What type of material, I do not know. That is. So this is and so far, to the best of my knowledge, whatever little legal understanding I have got, you can have 2-3 deputy prime ministers. But there has to be only one prime minister, according to me. You never know. They may decide a 4 prime minister and have a compromise type of thing. Supreme Court may also agree 4 prime minister for 4 parts of the country, east, west, north and south, maybe. And that type of situation will be really chaotic. So there is, assuming if they come to power, I don't think they will last more than a couple of months, according to me. Right? It's not 2004. And Sonia is not in the best of health to do, those, what you may loosely call the alignment of various conflicting forces and other things. Yes.
Thank you so much, Professor RV. And that was a first innings performance by Virendra Sehwag. Please, viewers, please like this video. And if you have not already subscribed to our channel, please do so right away. Thank you once again, Professor RV.
Thanks a lot, Iyer. We will get in touch later. Thank you. God bless.